Afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good lesson today. We're going to be doing a continuation of the self-accompaniment part 1, where we learned the melody and the chords for that tune, for that sweet tune. The convenient thing about this track is that the harmony, the chords underneath are very simple. It's not like we have a chord change every beat or every 2 beats. We're going for measures at a time with just one chord. With that D chord. So really this becomes an exercise in how many different places can we play the D chord while still maintaining the same melody. Sometimes that's tricky. This isn't going to be that bad. Just to start off with, this will be a pretty simple version of this. So our first melody note was an A. And the D chord beneath that would be like this. I have most of the D chord, an A, a D, this should be an F sharp. I guess I can put it here, and then put the A on the high side. Okay, so you have the chord plus the first melody note. The next melody note's a B, but I need to still play a D chord. To make this finger reach to here is kind of ridiculous, so the whole chord has to move. We'll play it here now. We'll do 4 fingers. 1 finger. A 1-finger D major chord, but with B as the soprano note. So I have that now. I'm going to redo some of this later on, just make it more interesting. From there, I'm going to go back to the same A, but keep the D chord right here. I still have D and F sharp, still the same harmony. Okay. From here, we need to go back to a G, so I can get the G here. Here's that D chord again. Now this, to some of you, might look like a D suspended 4th chord, D sus4. And into the F sharp for the final for the final melody note of that phrase. So we can go. Right, to the sus4, to D. Like that. One more time. Open E is the melody note, and you keep the D chord in the same place. G, F sharp, to a D, right? D melody note plus the D chord. This perhaps, or I can do this with an F sharp. D5 is like the chord that I did play, and then to an F sharp in the bass. Ah, so thick and resonant. So what was that part? From there, momentary change to D mixolydian. It's like the D major scale, but there's a flat 7th scale degree. We'll talk about that later, or at a different time, which also means later. So I want to make my melody now do this. Sorry. Alright, so when I play the C, I'm going to change chords to either C major or A minor 7. Bring the G in. As that rings, play open B. And then from there, an A is my suggested melody note. Melody note. Melody note. A right there, plus this F sharp in the bass to round out my D chord. Very hip. So that last part now, after this, or okay, A minor 7 with a high G, with an open B, a 9, and then D over F sharp. So again, like there's that overwhelming presence of the D major chord throughout that entire thing. try this. Play the same D chord, D5. Now when you go for the next part of this melody, we're going to play basically a D sus4 tonality throughout this entire part. Right? D, G, G, and B. D, G, F sharp, and A. Right? From here, D, G, E, G. Sort of sound like that robot from Buck Rogers. You guys ever see that? And then from there to a D. So we have a little bit easier to finger too. And that open G and D as a drone throughout that entire measure is a really nice texture. Let me show you that one too. So D5, open D, G, G and B, 8 and 7. Bring the first finger back a whole step. Bring the B string note back a half step. Okay. From there, E and G, the whole thing comes back another whole step. And then we finish off with the D chord. Everything else is the same. Next part is a little bit easier than what we just did. We have a D minor to G progression happening on the underside of this melody. Am I buzzing? I'm buzzing like mad. Should be conscientious of that. So now let's take this melody. Now with a chord beneath it, just D minor. With the D as the highest pitch that you hear. And again. And from here, this doesn't happen in the song, but I think it's a nice ending. Create some tension with an A7 sus4 chord. And resolve.